Atlanta is turning out some of the most craziest stories, ladies and gentlemen. I want to tell you guys about this. Before we even get into it, just know that I get so sick and tired of looking at my email, and these stories are not slowing down at all. Every time I turn around, they're just, you just have to ask yourself, like, how can people be this callous, this cruel to little bitty innocent babies? But before we get into this story, let me give you guys a warning first that you might find my content controversial or offensive. The information is coming from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, and news websites. I'll give you guys that news website here in just a second. This video commentary also is going to contain my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like this going forward. Viewer discretion is advised, and that is your official disclaimer. Thank you so much. And I'm getting this story from thesun.com, so thank you for the article. So Atlanta, y'all are taking yet another L, and I can almost make a regular L because y'all know I broke my hand back in March, so we're getting there. But Atlanta police were called to a home on August the 10th, actually my birthday. Anyway, they were called to a home for reports of an infant who was found unresponsive, according to authorities. And there's some more information that came out with this story. The child was identified. Let me see if I can go back to that picture so you guys can see. It's the one and only picture I was able to find anywhere, which is this beautiful face right here. That is Journey Bird. And Journey Bird was taken to the hospital, but ultimately did not survive. The Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office and police noticed bruising and scarring on the baby's body. Further investigation revealed that the child sustained injuries consistent with inflicted trauma. That's a term I haven't heard before, but inflicted trauma, blunt force trauma, I don't really know what the difference is, if there's even a difference. The parents, these fools that you guys see on my screen, both of them look like they are ready to just go do a bid. Like they just don't have a care in the world. You will notice because we actually have a little bit of body cam footage of their arrest. They just look like they ready to smoke their cigarette, get their charges, and go do their bid however many years they get in prison. Zion Kendrick Bird, wow. This man, they're listing him as 23 years old. No way. All jokes aside, that man looks older than me. Y'all look at his face and tell me I'm not actually trying to make a joke here. That is a hard 23 years old. I could show y'all a picture of what I looked like at 23. Like all of this was still just growing in at 23. That man is 23. He easily looks like he's like in his mid 40s. That is a hard 23 years old. And by the way, let's back this up like a U-Haul truck. That woman on the right-hand side, y'all not going to believe how old she is. I'm going to just let y'all guess. Her name is Deshawn Turner. How old do you think Deshawn Turner is, the woman on the right-hand side? Y'all take a guess, then I'll give you her age. They were arrested and charged with murder and cruelty to children. Police officers respond to many types of calls, but arguably the most difficult are those where infants and children have been harmed or killed, APD said in a Facebook post. When these and other crime atrocities happen, the response is always a relentless pursuit to identify the suspects, arrest them, and ensure justice for the victim. The police department said that the APD's fugitive unit took the parents into custody without incident when both parents surrendered after being asked to come out of the home. We'll let you guys see all of that if y'all want to see it. That woman, just so y'all know, is 20. 20 years old. Tell me, let me get back to that picture. Look her in the face. Tell me that y'all believe that that woman is 20 years old. She looks older than him. I would have said she's at least like a good, 40 45 to 50? 20 years old. Look at that. Has she never worn a bra in her life? I know children will make your boobs kind of drop down, but they're damn near like to the bottom of her stomach. That's what they make bras for, ma'am. 20 years. Boy, that's a hard 20 years old. Anyway, all I'm saying is they just don't look their age at all. Neither one of them. When they say black don't crack, they were wrong in this situation. Anyway, the video of the couple's arrest showed them being handcuffed as Turner asked what they were being arrested for. "We didn't do nothing," Turner told an officer, while Bird asked for his attorney. They're just ready to go. Before her arrest, Turner apparently created a GoFundMe page. This is why I've been telling you guys to be cautious before you just dump money into GoFundMe. Okay? And let me show you guys something real quick. I think you just saw it on the screen, but let me bring it up here. Because the title of this particular story was the couple that crowdfunded for their daughter's funeral were arrested for murder. So clearly somebody had the wherewithal to go find the campaign, flag it and report it, and GoFundMe did the correct thing in this situation and they took it down. Hashtag babies for benefits. They didn't care about this child or any other children that they were around. So in Journey's case, they didn't care about this baby at all. All they cared was collecting benefits off of this child, and we called that babies for benefits. They were only using this child. And even in the death, and clearly they've been implicated. Somebody did something wrong here, because I'm gonna tell y'all something. Most of you guys should know what a murder charge is. A murder charge is premeditated. That means they thought about it and committed the act, even possibly pre-planned this. This girl's life ended, and the first thing they thought to do, let's go put up a GoFundMe. The only thing I don't know about this particular campaign is how much they were asking for. I would have loved to have found that out. But nonetheless, before her arrest, Turner apparently created a GoFundMe page where she explained that she found Journey unresponsive in her crib. She said, I quote, "My name is Deshawn Turner. I am the mother of Journey Bird," the fundraiser said. On August the 10th of 2022, I woke up and found my 7-week-old child unresponsive in her crib. Her elder daughter, a 1-year-old who was soon to be 2 years old, so that's at least 2 children. Keep in mind, she's only 20. Anyway, her elder daughter, who was soon to be 2 years old, was taken into protective custody earlier that day, she said. I'm trying to come up. Wait a minute. Let me go back. I didn't even catch that. Her elder daughter, a 1-year-old who's soon to be 2 years old, was taken into protective custody earlier that day. How and why? Why just one child when she had 2? I wonder how that came about, if CPS did an investigation. Do the kids have different fathers? I'm assuming they probably do. So the 2-year-old was taken into protective custody earlier that day. I'm trying to come up with funeral expenses as well as trying to get my other child back as well. So it sounds like that this child was taken against her will. That sounds like Child Protective Services, CPS, or unless the biological father came and filed for custody and won. So, wow. Anyway, she goes on to say that this whole process is very complicated for me and is unimaginable and is an unimaginable pain. My daughters changed the entire meaning of life for me. They gave me purpose. These funds would be used to help me with funeral costs and also help me get my daughter back. Turner and Bird are being held at the Fulton County Jail with no bond, according to booking records. Anything is greatly appreciated, the fundraiser concluded. If you cannot help, please send prayers for me and her father, Zion Bird, and our families to bring us healing and guidance. So that sounds like they got two baby daddies here. Journey is the second child under the age of 1 that was allegedly killed in Atlanta this year, police said. 6-month-old Grayson Fleming Gray was shot and killed while in his car seat on January 24th as his mother was driving. DeQuace Little and Sharice, I think that's Michelle Ingram, were both arrested and charged with felony murder in connection to his death. You can't get much dumber than that. And all I say about these GoFundMes is when they, especially with my stories, because they usually surround some type of abuse or murder to children, I always ask that people are just cautious when it involves something this detrimental to children. When people are looking for GoFundMe money to maybe like fund school projects or stuff like that, I'm all for it. If it's something that pertains towards life. But too many times we're really quick to not support people who might need it to do something positive, something constructive, something that would help a lot of kids or make life better, as opposed to wanting to take GoFundMe money and say, you know what, we need to give this baby the best burial possible, as opposed to making sure that this baby had an opportunity to grow up and become something great while they were alive. We treat them better when they're dead, and that's just insane. Let me give you guys the fair usage. I think I've got that here. I'll show you guys a news video. Let's go.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
All right, and if you guys are watching this, if y'all would do me a favor and please click that thumbs up. What it does is help share this video and let more people know where we are and we're watching this. Here we go. Let's get it. It's going to play here in just a second. There we go.
Zone 4, watch that door for me.
Watch that door and stand right here. I'll watch through the window if you get caught. You're going to walk straight to these vehicles in your driveway.
You hear that?
Brian Bird, Deshaun Turner, go ahead and step outside. The Atlanta Police Department.
Hey, we gotta separate them.
Hold on. Okay, come on. Here. Okay, do they want? Hey,
Yeah. Do you want to talk to the investigator?
What are we being arrested for?
No, he just wants you. Do you want to talk to the investigator?
For what?
The one who put the charges on.
Yeah,
Okay.
we didn't do nothing.
Okay, have a seat right there. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, he said if they want to talk. He said, yeah. Okay. Okay. He said especially bring home.
hey, you bring. Hey, I got you.
He is not checking.
I'm not checking my plate. Come on, get up. Right there? You good? Alright. What side you going on?
He's going in this.
You going to here? hold on. Let me search him first. After I get him in search, bro, you got to throw his cigarette out. All right. Sorry. You got any weapons on you or anything, Zion?
Lighter.
John, do you want to go talk to the investigator?
I'm gonna talk to my attorney.
Huh?
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Got one more. It's just one more look.
2235 Beecher Road. 2235 Beecher Road. Zion Bullard to Sean Carter. The Atlanta police with an arrest warrant. He just stepped outside your house. Come outside.
Zone 4, watch that door for me.
Yeah, you just want when this gun come out. You have an arrest warrant. Go ahead, come outside.
I'll watch through the window if you get something.
You're gonna walk straight to these vehicles in your driveway.
You hear that?
Zion Bullard to Sean Carter. Go ahead and step outside. The Atlanta Police Department.
We clear. You got to put that out right now, though. Let's put it out.
Hey, we gotta separate them.
Hold on. Okay, come on. Here. Okay, do they want... Hey,
Yeah.
you,
Hey, do you want to talk to the investigator?
What are we being arrested
No,
for?
he just wants you. Do you want to talk to the investigator?
For what?
The one who put the charges on.
Yeah,
Okay.
we didn't do nothing.
Okay, have a seat right there. Okay, that's fine.
sure.
Yeah, he said they want to talk. He said, okay, okay. He said, especially bring home.
Hey, you bring... Hey, I got you.
He is not checking.
I'm about to check him out for you. Come on, get up. Right there? You good? Alright. What side you going on?
He's going in this.
You going to here? Alright, hold on. Let me search him first. After I get him in search, bro, you got to throw his cigarette out, alright? Sorry. You got any weapons on you or anything, Zion?
Lighter.
John, do you want to go talk to the investigator?
I'm gonna talk to my attorney.
Huh?
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Look, man, I don't understand with these people, especially with them being young, and I continue to keep saying this. So I know that the female body, their gestation is a little bit different than men. So I know that they have to have children between a certain age. So in our country, we see the suitable age as being between 18 and maybe about 35. After that, you kind of go into high risk as far as a woman. So I can understand like how a woman might want to have a desire to have children in her later 20s. But as far as before 25, I don't really see the point. I really don't. Especially when we're struggling financially. I could even speak from my own perspective. I mean, it might have benefited me to wait a little bit longer, you know, so I could even look at my own perspective and say that I could have waited and maybe, you know, we could have did even better with my daughter. And we do, me and my daughter's mom, we do okay, but I'm pretty sure we could have did, you know, better by her as far as financially. As far as men go, I really don't see the point and purpose of having children with any man that's under the age of 30 years old. I want to make sure I'm very clear about that. Because most men financially kind of hit their stride. I believe they say it's like, what, about 35 and up? That's actually a statistic you can look up. But I personally don't see, and of course that's subjective, but I don't see the point and purpose of any man under the age of 30 years old having children. And I just really want ladies to just think about that, okay? Because clearly you can see these are probably two of the worst parents you could possibly get. She had lost one kid, and they're both being accused of the death of a little bitty 7-month-old child. So for those who were asking what the cause of death was, the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office police noticed bruising and scarring on the baby's body. That's number one. The second portion to that is further investigation revealed that the child sustained injuries consistent with inflicted trauma. That's very vague. I don't know exactly what that means. I'm going to have to assume that this child was probably beat and died of those type of injuries, which you usually associate with blunt force injuries. But we'll probably find out a little bit more when they go to court. But just the worst type of parents. Whenever people are this bad at being parents, I don't see them ever needing another opportunity to hurt any more children. She's talking about she wanted to get custody of her other baby back while she's leaving the youngest baby, the most vulnerable baby, in the worst situation possible. So that child that's actually in protective custody is probably in the best place for that kid at this point. So at least that child will survive and potentially get an opportunity to grow up and become something great. But like I said, I don't think that they ever need to have an opportunity to be around children anymore, even if they do get out of prison. But I'm going to tell y'all, depending on how extenuating these circumstances are, probably looking at a life sentence, especially for murder. But we'll see what happens. But for that baby journey, just an absolutely heartbreaking story. Let me see if I can get Journey's picture back up here. And the fact that they put this GoFundMe up there. Let's not forget about that. If y'all saw it before it went down, maybe you could tell me how much they were asking for, because I don't know the actual amount. But they took the GoFundMe down after the baby died. Then they get arrested for murder. That's the facts of this story. Baby Journey, R.I.P. Just such a sad way for a beautiful life to have to go out that could have grown up to become anything. But it's just really, really sad, man. But I hope that those people get the most amount of time in prison for what they did to that baby, okay? But continue to leave your comments. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and follow these stories, because we're a true crime channel and we definitely want to make sure and spread these stories and get more attention out there, okay? I didn't really see a lot of people even talking about this. So let's make sure and spread these stories so the world can know what actually happened, and let's pay homage to Baby Journey, okay? Thank you.